what's up everyone? Long time no see. I do apologize for that. But anyways, I'm here with you today to discuss Scaletrains' new SD40-2's, specifically in the Norfolk Southern scheme. Most of you know that's what I model, so that's what I bought. I have two of them here that we'll discuss, show the features, we'll go over it, give my thoughts. But I will probably do most of this video on the other side of the camera, so you will have to bear with me on that. There might be some moving around and whatnot. I will be off the tripod for some of it. So like I said, just bear with me, and no sense wasting any more time. Let's jump into this. Okay, one thing I noticed when I first opened the shipping box, inside was Scaletrains' catalog. And inside that catalog, they did provide a nice little print of some Norfolk Southern SD40-2's. You can frame this, hang it on your wall, do whatever you want with it. But that was pretty nice, nice added touch. I'd imagine if you got different road names, you probably have your own style print, your own print for whatever you bought. Moving along, as you can see, I already have one sitting out on the track here, but as far as packaging goes, it's just pretty much the same thing as an Admiral Genesis box. Lid lifts off, you got your foam inside along with your regular plastic sleeve, and you know, pretty much identical to Admiral Genesis. And then we got your operator's manual with all your need-to-know stuff inside there. Again, like I said, this is just typical standard packaging. If I can get it off, like so. Alright, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on packaging and the manual, because most people really don't care about that, but I will skim over it real quick here with you. The manual covers lubrication, safe handling, disassembly, cleaning, a little bit of information on the prototype, start cycle, headlight functions, ditch light functions, all your other functions. Looks like it has 12 functions, basic programming notes, resetting the decoder, you know, your normal thing, all your different horns. And I must say, I probably should have pointed this out at the beginning of the video. This is the Rivet Counter version with the installed ESU Loc sound decoder. And yes, I said Loc sound. Most people mispronounce it. It's not lock sound, it's Loc sound. But anyways, say it however you want. Here goes your functions. Actually, looks like you have 20 functions here. Anyways, moving along, a little bit introductory, and here's something to note. If you buy a non-sound ready version, or a sound ready version without the decoder in it, if you install anything other than an ESU Loc sound decoder, you will not get certain lighting features that are built into the board that's supplied by Scaletrains, and they cover that information here. There's a couple dip switches that control certain lighting features on here that come on automatically, and if you do not use an ESU decoder, you will not have the ability to use some of those. So that's enough with the manual. Let's move along to the model. Alright, before we get into sounds, lighting, and operations of this, we might as well do a quick once over. Start at the roof here. Pretty nice detail, nice fan detail. There are some little lift rings. They do look prototypical in size, as they are a lot smaller than a lot of the other manufacturers that you buy. I'll zoom in here a little bit. Correct horn placement actually too for this locomotive. I like that. You can see some of the wires below the fans. No big deal. You get that on pretty much every manufacturer. Just thought I'd point that out though. Very nice fan detail, I like it. Roof detail is nice. Get a quick look here at the rear. You got your MU hoses, grab irons, you know, pretty typical standard stuff. Nicely done, looks good. You do have some painted receptacles down below. Let me see if I can pick this up a little bit and show you. There you go. Move along. As you notice, it's pretty impressive truck detail. I'm happy with that. Very nice. I think these grills are just molded on, but I'll tell you what, I really like that. I like the look of it. Nice detail there. They may be slightly painted a different color to kind of bring them out, make them pop. But I do like that. That's very nicely done there. As we move further up, you'll notice this too. It does look like it's a slightly different shade of paint. Very nice. I like that. If not, it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, but looks really nice. Again, here is another shot of some truck detail, sliding windows. That's kind of like pretty much just like the Athearn locomotives there. You know, you got wiper blade back here. A lot of fine detail on this, especially down below here. We'll see if we can get some more shots. Now there are sand lines on this, which I will cover here in the future. Further moving on, they are actually a problem, and I'm not the only one that's experiencing problems with that, but I will discuss that here in a little bit. Pardon me here, I had to take this off the tripod, but there is a lot of very nice underbody detail here to take note of. It's nicely detailed overall. I gotta really give Scaletrains a lot of credit. Very nice looking locomotive. We'll move up to the front here. I wanted to save the front for last. It does look like there's a handrail out of place. I did mess with that a little bit. I think this front one up here is a little bit twisted sideways, so it's pulled everything forward. I will try to adjust that at some point. But moving up to the front here, I wanted to save that for last because this is the first manufacturer that has did the Admiral cab on the Norfolk Southerns. And again, nice detail up front with the MU hoses, painted receptacles, MU cable. I'm not sure if these couplers are metal or plastic. I haven't got confirmation on that. Maybe you guys know that already. I don't know. Not 100% sure. They are nice looking couplers. Alright, I did want to save the cab for the end of this portion of the video. This does have the Admiral cab on it. The Admiral cab was created at the Juniata locomotive shops right here in my hometown. It's basically a little bit more safer. Give you a little backstory. It's made with I believe 1-inch thick steel instead of 1/4 inch steel for safety reasons. Another distinct feature, the raised number boards. They're actually raised up a little higher, if you see that. Sharper angles on the cab and angled front windows. The front windows are actually angled out at the top. If you can see that in the video, Scaletrains did a fantastic job of modeling that. That was done for also safety reasons. They actually adopted that from naval ships, specifically I think the Navy itself. They found with the windows angled like that, it reduced glare, and definitely was a lot nicer for the crew. Also, I don't know how well it shows up. The top of the nose here has more of a flat paint job on it to model actually the prototype. It does have a flat anti-glare paint on it. The prototype does. So if you look, you can see Scaletrains has actually replicated that. Try to get a better angle to show you that. You can see the outside edge here where it becomes flat on the inside. You can see the border there. So I don't know how many people would pick up on that, but I did notice it, and I thought that was nicely done. And you do have some molded on tread on the walkways. So again, nice features. I don't really want to spend too much time on the other side. There's not a whole lot of difference there to really go over, other than the shot of the cab interior that they have in it. That's a nice touch too. Alright, before we get on to the lighting and sounds, I will run this with the sound muted to give you guys an idea of how quiet it runs. If you do hear any type of clicking, that is actually the sand lines catching on the wheels, and like I said, I will discuss that a little later in the video. But I did notice you get a little bit of motor hum, but as far as the drive line and the wheels and the gearing, everything's nice, smooth, and quiet. Just like I said, slight motor hum. I'll do a quick run by here, and I'll shut up just to let you listen. Alright, time to start this up. We'll discuss some sounds and lighting functions. I will say before I start this up, when you do go through the startup sequence, the number boards are lit all the time. There's no way to control them as far as on and off with the function button. They are built in to be on when the locomotive's running. So just keep note of that. Function 8 will go through the startup sequence. Not sure if you can tell, but the number boards are lit. They're not overly bright, but they're lit. This is LED lighting. The headlight, it is directional lighting. And you got your ditch lights. Ditch lights do operate front and back, and they do alternate when the horn is blown. Pardon me. Front and back, which I believe not many locomotives out there, if any, actually have both operating functional ditch lights on both front and rear that do alternate with the horn. I love the horn on this thing. Scaletrains has sent these locomotives out with the correct horn set as the default horn, so you should not have to change any of that. Depending, I mean, it's road name specific, so yours might be different than this, but it's supposed to be the prototypical horn. So I'm gonna blast that for you. I love the horn on this thing. It's got some quill in it. Now I'm not sure how well that's coming across the camera, but usually it's a little deeper sound in person than it is on the camera, so just keep in mind it does sound fantastic. I love it. And you got your bell, of course. Alright, move to the rear here, change directions, see the lights, and we'll hit the horn. You'll see that we do have flashing ditch lights on the back. God, I love that horn. Alright, I'll do a couple run-bys here. I gotta say, man, I love Loke Sound. I love their decoders. I love their sound decoders. Some of the best sounds out there. Speed 7. Now there is momentum already built into this from the manufacturer, but of course you know you can adjust that. I'm on 28 speed steps. I'll just bump this up one speed step and we'll see how this thing creeps. There is a slight stutter to it. There is some very slight jerkiness to it. But again, these aren't broke in yet, so that may be something that we'll smooth out. Bump it up to 2. Moves along pretty nice. Very nice slow speed control. Alright guys, now I do have to cover some other things that some people may not be happy about because I discussed them, but I don't sugarcoat anything, and I will point out the good and the bad in something, regardless of what it is. So I will point out some flaws that I've noticed with these. No, maybe not all of them, but one thing I noticed on this one, might be able to see it there. There are some lift rings that are not painted, or the paint has come off. And again, that's very minor. I can touch that up, no big deal. I'm certainly not complaining about it, but I will point out things that I see. This locomotive, all the ditch lights are nice. They got nice squared off backs on them, front and rear. This one, only 1 out of the 4 has nice squared off backs. This one looks like it's just been ground down. This one's got a chunk taken off of it. Pardon me for moving, but that's the only way I can show you these. There's the nice squared off one. The one beside it, another one looks like it has just like a chunk taken off the back of it. It's not squared off anymore. It's missing material. I don't know if I can get in there close enough for you to really see it. There, see what I mean? It's not squared off like the one beside it. 3 out of the 4 are like that. I have no idea why. Let me see. There is a light leak right there from the headlight. I did notice that as we were doing the video. And one of the major complaints that I have with these locomotives are the sand lines. And pardon me as I sit the tripod down. I am not the only one that's experienced this. A lot of people in the community are saying the same thing. The sand lines, they come bent, out of shape, out of place. Some are worse than others. You see, as you can see here, I will flash up some still pictures I took of these, because I did email Scaletrains about it, but sent them pictures, but they didn't seem too concerned about it, so whatever. But see, they're wedged behind the wheels. I tried hand bending them out, or hand straightening them, or fixing them by hand, I don't want to say, and they just go right back. So I'm either going to have to use some heat on them. Some are bent out sideways like that one. I'm going to either try some heat, or I'm just going to remove them altogether. But I don't know if that's from packaging or what. And I know Scaletrains, they have purposely built them in the way they did on the body instead of the trucks. So these could be run on like 18-inch radius curves and such. So I understand that they're not going to follow the wheels, but the problem is they're bent so far out of shape, they're wedged behind the wheels. When you're running it, they're rubbing, they're clicking, they're catching. It's pretty bad, actually. I mean, you're not going to be able to run your locomotive with them like that. You're either going to have to fix them or remove them. Hopefully Scaletrains does address this. I don't know how. Maybe future runs, maybe they just leave them off and send them to the buyer, the customer, and let the customer put them on themselves. That way they're not bent out of shape. But I haven't attempted to fix them yet, but I'll probably just remove them altogether. Alright, in closing, I wanted to address something. If you happen to still be watching this video, I'm sure it's pretty long by now. I do want to address something. I posted pictures and discussed on Facebook, on my page, on a couple groups about the sand lines on these. And I had a comment directed to me that I'm a modeler, be a modeler. Fix it yourself. It's not that hard to do. Complaining about sand lines, get real, all this stuff. Listen, I am a modeler. I can fix it. I will fix it. But that doesn't take away from my point was, when you spend $200-300 for something that is brand new and you have to fix it as soon as you get it, I don't know. If that's how you live your life, so be it. I'm happy for you. But I don't care what it is in this world. If I buy something brand new, I expect it to be brand new, and I'm not planning on having to fix it right away. I mean, I don't know. If a mechanic buys a brand new car and there's something wrong with it, well, I'll just fix it myself. There's no sense taking it back. No, it's supposed to not be broke to begin with. And you take it back to the dealer and you have them fix it. So regardless if I can fix it or not, and it might be a simple fix, and I will do something with it, that wasn't my point. Now, leading into this point, I am not in no way, shape, or form bashing Scaletrains. They created a very, very nice model. I am happy with it. There are a couple flaws, of course. Every manufacturer I've dealt with, and any of you know that's been following me knows that I get flawed stuff from every manufacturer. I'm not bashing Scaletrains. I love the sound of these. I love the lighting features of these. I love the Admiral cab on these. I think they did a fantastic job making this model. It might just, the sand lines might have just popped up. That was an unforeseen circumstance that they weren't aware of that was going to happen. That's fine. They're a new company. There's going to be growing pains. Understand that. I'm not whining about it, and I'm not bashing Scaletrains. With that being said, these were supposedly, the word was thrown around, the term was thrown around that these were going to be the new industry standard. In my opinion, I would not go that far. They're a nice model. There may be some details on there that no other manufacturer has done. They are a fairly heavy locomotive. If you've seen their pictures of one of the interior of it or the inside of it, there's a lot of weight to it. They sound good. You know, they pull good. I haven't done a pull test yet, but I've seen videos out there. They got a nice enough weight to them that they do pull very well. They will easily outpull Intermountain Gevos, Intermountain SD40-2's, anything Intermountain. But not much. Doesn't take much to outpull them anyways. But with that being said, with the light leak, the little flaws here and there, I wouldn't classify it as the new industry standard. They're nice. They might be nicer than any other model out there as far as the SD40-2 right now. But to be industry standard, I think you're going to have to be flawless with everything, and they're not there yet. Maybe someday they will be there and be the new industry standard. But it is a great product from Scaletrains. I would buy them. I did buy them, and other than a couple little things that I pointed out, I'm pretty happy with them. So, anyways, I don't want to keep going and going and going because I could probably go for an hour. But anyways, this is my overview, my review, and my opinion and my take on the Scaletrains SD40-2's Rivet Counter version and the Norfolk Southern road name. Alright guys, take care. I'll see you next time.